Hi, everyone. So today is, as many people are aware, Pink Shirt Day. It is awareness for anti-bullying. And I wanted to talk a little bit about culture and workplace bullying because it happens. And the behavior that is often talked about when we talk about bullying is in schools, um, and they're related. So, what our children see us doing in at work now, especially since we're working from home, what we talk about, what we give airtime to, that is what actually creates behavior and behavior change. And so I think that the time is well past due to have a different conversation. I appreciate the efforts around awareness. And as somebody who's really spent their career in change management, we know awareness is the first step in creating any change. And it often gets very difficult to get traction after that, which is why most culture changes and most major transformations fail. What needs to happen in culture change are a series of very specific and methodical activities, levers to create that behavior change. It starts with defining your culture. And so, if you don't take the time to define what that is, whether that's in your organization, in your home, um, or at school, then you're not going to have a mental model and a defined picture of what good looks like for you and what you believe is going to get you the results that you're looking for. The next step is to say, okay, well, what are the values that we need to uphold in order to create that culture change? We can't stop there, and that's where most of us stop. Most organizations stop there, most schools stop there, most homes stop there. We need to say specifically what are the behaviors that show those values in action? What are we giving airtime to? What are we talking about? And how are we modeling those values? So that's the next step. And while we don't even get that far, it means we certainly can't get to holding ourselves and each other accountable to those behaviors that are aligned to a healthy, connected environment where belonging can happen. And so what happens is that behaviors are left unchecked. And when that gets really bad, it results in workplace bullying. And anybody out there who has experienced bullying in the workplace, I'm one. I had an experience when I was early in my career. Um, it leaves a mark and it creates long term damage. And it makes sense that that happens. So if it happens at the workplace, imagine the effect that it has on our children. I have four children. 3 out of 4 of them have, I say, survived middle school. My youngest child is in the midst of this, and I wouldn't say that he's being bullied. However, is it a place of belonging? Are the behaviors defined? Are we holding our teachers, our administrators, our children, all children of all genders, of all backgrounds, to a standard that creates belonging and connection? It starts there. It continues at the workplace. Are we holding our senior leaders, all of our people, accountable to a common set of behaviors? What are we rewarding? Are we rewarding, in the school system, for example, high marks at any cost? Connecting, belonging, being a part of something. What are we saying? What are we giving airtime to? In schools, are we talking about connection, belonging, kindness, and actually modeling that? Or are we focusing on worksheets, on dress codes? What are we talking about? What are we giving airtime to? And so, as a society, it's time. It's well past time to hold ourselves, to hold each other accountable to a common set of behaviors that we can all understand, that we all see, and that aligns to all of the things we do, that it becomes the conversation. So here's the thing. If we are not being very clear and specific about the behaviors that are acceptable, that create a sense of belonging for all of our people so they may contribute, we are missing out. Maslow's hierarchy of needs in the third step is belonging. At work, that means if we have team members who don't feel a sense of belonging, or worse, are in a position of being bullied in a toxic environment, they will never be able to progress through in their career through that kind of sense of, yes, I understand the value I can add and I will go above and beyond. That will never happen. You will never have a high performance team in an environment where behaviors are left unchecked, where toxicity is allowed, where bullying is allowed. And it's exact same thing, and I would argue far more damaging in the school system, particularly in middle school, when children are going through all of this change, trying to find themselves. They're trying to understand what is their place in the world. And if they don't feel that sense of belonging, then they will not gain their self-esteem, and they will not be able to find what it is that lights them up and therefore lights up the world in their own special gifts. So I encourage you to really reflect today, and yes, wear a pink shirt or some reasonable kind of type of pink, I guess, and ask yourself, am I holding myself accountable to a common set of behaviors that align to values, that create belonging? Or is there something more I need to be doing with my leadership team, with my own team, with myself? And I'll leave that with you, and I would really love to hear what experiences you've had in workplace bullying, how you've overcome it, and what you think we need to do at work, at home, at school, in our community to once and for all move forward in this behavior change. So maybe there's a day we don't have a pink shirt day. Maybe we can finally move past awareness into real action and real change. Until next time.